Tonight, I'm going to lay down the similarities between Cleopatra, the Sonoran Desert, and some bluegrass hillbillies talking about moonshine. It's a good one. Hope you guys enjoy.
It is 4:20, everybody.
Right, take 3. Oh, welcome to another episode of The Twisted 10.
What's up, guys?
I love new technology.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, I am Adam. I am one of your hosts, but I am not your host tonight. Sitting across from me in the room.
Ron. Not your host tonight.
Way to keep that energy.
Ron.
Ron.
And I'm not your host tonight.
We have no guest. We want to thank Kent Men for last week's guest host. That was a lot of fun. Our friends up at Hysteria 51, going to give them another shout out because they definitely gave us a plug for the top restaurants in Chicago off the beaten path.
Yeah, off the beaten path, or you might be beaten on the path if you look funny at people on the way in.
What down, Joe?
What down, Joe?
And that voice is obviously going to be our host tonight.
Yes, and I'm Josh. I am the host this evening.
Would have been great if you went, and I'm Josh. And just let it die.
Yes.
Ron.
I could have, but I'm not Ron.
Clearly not. Hey, we need to get that what down, Joe, is like a drop.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I think it would work.
What down, Joe?
What down, Joe? We need him. We need him though, because he does it.
Yeah.
He definitely does.
I'll get his permission to use his voice as a sound drop. He'll probably love that.
Absolutely.
We probably already have a recording of him doing it too. We don't even have to come back.
Yeah.
No,
he already. Yeah, he didn't have to come back. I mean, he's welcome back. But yeah,
I'm very well aware of that, Josh. Thank you for the condescension.
I love you too, Mom and Dad. You guys are awesome.
So today was like a huge, like letting out a big fart kind of relief at work. Was that Ron's phone?
I kept looking at you two. I'm like, I know it's not my phone.
It was totally Adam.
It was Adam's phone? Adam.
Fucking rookie. Ron, that's for you, buddy. You deserve that one.
No, so today was like the tail end. I've had a ton of shit going on with work for like 3 weeks around all the traveling and stuff. It's been pretty wild. And today was like done.
Nice.
Like I finished it. I turned it over for, I guess I'm not done, but like I finished the big part of it. I turned it over for peer review and testing, and now I don't have to do anything. Well, until it comes back, and then they say fix these things.
Or until I refer you in and get you hired, right?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I know you like it down there. That's a cool place to work.
I love what I'm doing. I legitimately love the work that I'm doing. And what's so frustrating is I have like a really big milestone at the end of this month. Like a big thing I've been working towards like since November of 2019 is when this project started. And we're due to be done end of this month. And one of the developers, I don't know, a week and a half ago, he came to me and he said, "We need to change 90% of how you do this." Oh yeah. Yeah, so it's just fun. He was very right. It sucks, but he was very right. They made a bunch of changes outside of my stuff. Whatever. It all ties together. I had to make a bunch of changes, and now it's finally like packaged up, and I can move past it.
I was going to say, you mean somewhere in the world there's a company that runs software development and sticks to their original timelines? No.
Well,
that's a very nerd joke, I know.
It is. I'd love to say that we are the same way, but we were supposed to release this like last summer.
Oh, all right. That's NASA time for you.
Yeah, we got to play COVID, though. We got to play the COVID card a little bit. Right. Our productivity went up when COVID happened.
That's
because we all got to go home and just work from home.
Yeah, for sure.
And yet somehow we still had a ton of slip, and we just had to keep pushing back. Our original timeline was totally unreasonable. We are not exempt from the over-promising sales guys.
What about you, Ron? What about your software development skills?
Is this an interview? Is this an interview? Oh yeah, I have extensive knowledge.
Good enough. Next.
Okay.
I just recently started watching the IT Crowd again. Have you guys seen this show?
Is that the British one?
It's British. It's dry.
I've heard of it. I've never watched
it. It's
like Office meets Mr. Bean meets D&D.
I don't know. It's just British sitcom of the early IT days, the early help desk days. It's hilarious. But it opens up with an interview scene and a lady gets a job she's like absolutely not qualified for because she's I'm good with computers. I know how to use a mouse. And the guy says, go on. And clicking, double clicking. They're like, yeah, whatever. Neither of them had any idea what the fuck they were talking about. And he's like, that sounds good. You're hired. Anyways, it's just
sweet. If you have
that
was
like yesterday.
If you have that same kind of threshold of where I need to be,
those are my requirements, Ron.
I'm your man.
What about you? How's the new place? I guess we did talk about it a lot last episode.
Yeah, we did. Not to bore the people too much with my personal drama. I guess not drama. It's fun and learning how to do like manly, stereotypical manly things to do around your house. Mm-hmm. So the floor. I did all of our flooring in our kitchen, so that part's done, and our counters come Thursday. That's really, other than like a little bit of lights and stuff, I'm done with the kitchen.
It looks super good too.
Yeah, it turned out way better than I thought. Now, not to say that Andrea picked out bad colors because she's got a great palette for that kind of stuff, but I didn't think it was going to look the contrasting the way she proposed it. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but it's really good. Because that floor actually is brown. It's not gray, but you can't see that.
It looks gray to me.
It does. Even in pictures, it looks gray.
It looks completely gray. In fact, I didn't realize it was brown until you handed me that one piece, and I was looking at it like in my hand. I was like, this is brown.
Yeah, it depends on the light. It depends on the contrast around it. But yeah, the fucking floor changes. It looks blue in some lights, like early morning light. It's like blue. What the fuck? Anyway,
that's neat though.
Almost done. So that means the studio is the very next item to get finished. So that'll be. I think so. To me, that's a fucking ton of fun. So framing and put up walls and soundproofing and that's going to be a lot of fun. So we're only going to sound better and funnier once the studio's done, right?
Funnier. That's the
more
that's the
funny.
Part. We're putting extra stickers on the wall, so
that's like a race car. We'll have 10 more horsepower per sticker. Is that how that works?
And for my next top 10 list, I will be presenting something that will permanently be hung on the studio wall as well.
A picture of Ron's dick. I already know.
That will be number one on the list.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a fun tease.
That's a fun tease. We're a couple weeks out from that too, guys. So.
You want to go next?
Do you want me to go next? No, because
I kind of do now with that build up.
No, I need my item to come in. You know.
All right, cool. That's totally fair. All right.
It's going to be the top 10 things you need to have around the household office, and number one is going to be a whiteboard, and that's what we need in the studio. Ron's going to bring us a whiteboard. Here you go, guys. It's going on the wall.
How exciting!
It's perfect. It's going to live here forever, next to the clock from number 3. All right. So.
Top 10 things we need for the studio. God damn, Ron, that's a great list.
Isn't it? I'm sure everyone would really want that. Top 10 things you can buy us through our Amazon account for the studio.
It'll have 3 listeners. Ron, just to make sure he sounded okay. Me and Josh, because our only listeners.
We have to?
I guess, yeah.
Because we have to.
No, I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't go back and listen to that one.
I don't think I would
that's
either.
one I would pass on.
Probably.
I'd have one listener, the editor. All right, so my list tonight, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the creative process that I have when I try to find a list. I legitimately Google like random shit. I go to different websites that talk about like top things that have been Googled in the past 5 days, shit like that. And that's where I get my ideas from. And this particular list actually started as a list of list ideas, not anything that anybody else would see, but we all keep our list. So it started out as just some like cool facts. And I was like, I could build a list around this space concept or this whatever, and I still have several of those. So what ended up happening is it kind of morphed and changed into just 10 mind-blowing facts.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Just 10 really cool things that I learned while researching this list about cool things.
I like it.
Yeah, so I wish... Yeah, there's some of these. All right, I had to find it. And this is one, and I'm going to do it. I thought about this clickbait specifically just so I could say...
He's setting the bar for us in this one, Ron. That's what's happening here.
Absolutely.
You won't believe Ron's reaction to number 2.
How do you know what my reaction will be? You don't know what number 2 is yet. Well, you do. I do.
We've released enough episodes that the internet knows your reaction.
The internet knows my reaction?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yes, this is 10 mind-blowing facts. So,
I like it.
Number 10. It is physically impossible for a horse to vomit.
That's so random.
You didn't eat my ex-wife's food. That would take care of it.
Oh.
Right there. X said X.
Yeah.
And I got 2 of them, so they don't know which one I'm talking about.
My brain started trying to go through the catalog of your ex-wives, figuring out which one you were talking about.
Yes. So what I learned about horses is that they have a very strong lower esophageal sphincter. Stronger than most other animals in the animal kingdom. That was the interesting fact.
So if they start to have indigestion, that sphincter just closes up and prevents it from coming up their esophagus?
Yes, it is too strong for their stomach to like back pressure up. Because that's what happens when you throw up. Your stomach, it contracts like that and it overpowers that.
Just got to go somewhere.
Yeah, it goes in the other direction.
Clear!
So we can now create the expression, and it would make sense. It's enough to make a horse vomit. That's when something's really
we
bad.
could make our own idiom. That's
we make our own idiom from that. That's bad enough to make a horse
all right,
vomit.
guys, look. All of us have really prestigious, that's a tough word to say, jobs, and we consider ourselves professionals. But if we come up, I can't even fucking get it out. If we come up with that kind of an idiom on 420, do you know what we're going to be labeled as for the rest of our lives?
Stoners?
Yeah, that's a great one. Do it tomorrow.
Okay, 421 came up with that's enough to make a horse yak.
That's funny. We'll use that. We'll put that in the show notes somewhere or something. We can trend for that.
That's interesting.
So yes, that started as an interesting fact for an animal fact list. So, one day that'll happen. I have to start to that list.
All because of a sphincter muscle.
Yep, all because of a horse's abnormally strong sphincter.
In this
Plus,
case,
I got to say sphincter a lot.
You did a bunch of times. The number 1 is going to be, I got to say these words each 10 times during the list.
But they do. Number 10 is always low hanging silly fruit. The rest of these.
Oh, I see what you did there. Sphincter hanging low. I see what you're doing.
Kits, does your sphincter hang? Hang on. Fix that.
That's a prolapse.
Prolapse sphincter.
Ugh. Not a good day.
No.
So you had a bad day.
Yes. I'll say.
All right. Number 9. Cleopatra lived closer to the moon landing than the pyramids.
Oh, in date-wise.
Yes.
Okay.
She was alive.
I think your math's so
Yeah, like geography's a little off there, but
I was thinking physically.
Closer to the moon
maybe a
landing
couple hundred miles
than the pyramids. That's
and the
actually
construction of the Great Pyramids.
the construction of them. Okay. Did she live in them, though?
Nobody lives in them. They're tombs.
Oh, yeah, they're tombs. Duh.
You're
All
talking
right.
like palaces and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Does any more of your list deal with Egyptian kind of stuff?
Let's see.
Cleopatra has got some fucking fascinating things about her.
She does. Let me make sure.
Left side and right
No.
side. No, I'm not talking about her boobs, Ron.
Well, I have a few facts about her first.
Okay, cool.
So this was actually a fact that was shared in the car ride up to that cabin for that bachelor party. We spent 10 hours in the car. We had fucking nothing else to do.
Hey, brah, did you know Cleopatra was close to the moon or something? I forget what it was. Google it, brah.
Again, propagating that 420 on 420, Ron. What are you doing, man? This is a bad day
I'm
to be
just
recording.
kidding. It was nothing like that. Did you know that?
They're all fucking
wasn't-
scholars, all of them.
It wasn't quite that bad, but it really came down to a random fact sharing.
I
30
say,
minutes.
Mr. Wilson, have you heard that? No, I'm just kidding. Is that what it sounded like?
Yes.
Or more like the first one?
Chip.
What did you say? Chip chip.
Cheerio.
For the council members. Chip chip council or whatever.
Oh, I
wasn't here for that night, but what did you say about it? You said whatever. So anyways,
Yeah,
so
we did end it on something. You're right.
stupid,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
it was.
I don't remember.
But it was so we were driving and we were just sharing a bunch of facts and prompted just writing down a bunch of random facts. And I had DP, I had one of my friends send them to me. So I had them for this list. So
nice.
This
They're
was,
not really facts unless you put the hashtag before it. Wow. You have to say hashtag fact number 9, hashtag fact number 8.
Don't do any of that, Josh.
Don't do that.
Just
I'm not going to.
ignore it like it never happened.
So here's some facts. Cleopatra died in 30 BC. The Great Pyramid of Giza was built roughly 2560 BC, and we landed on the moon in 1969. So had she been born roughly 300 years later, roughly 150 years later, she would have split the difference between the two but she was 2 entire generations away from even just
Wow.
the midpoint.
That is pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Not something you really think about.
Yeah. Mind
Actually,
blowing.
I didn't think. I thought she was further dated back than that. Cleopatra. That's very close to to the Christ era. That whole time change. So that's interesting.
Yeah, 30 BC. Okay.
30 or 80.
30.
30
Did you say?
BC. Yeah.
30
that's-
BC. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Damn. Yeah, that's right there.
That is pretty close. Is she in the Bible at all?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I mean, yes, in
mean,
John,
not gonna lie, like,
Good
something
question.
I don't.
3840. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm really bad
say-
butchering that.
I don't. I just
Google is listening completely to us because I'd put is and it says Cleopatra in the Bible. It auto-filled it. I
Yes.
swear to God, it
Oh, I believe
auto-filled
you.
it.
Trust me.
I do believe
you.
that.
I mean, your phone has to be listening to you, or how could you say, "Hey Siri"?
Don't you? Oh, thank you.
And
Don't you- everything's gonna chime in the room. Don't
no,
do
no,
that.
I'm the only Apple fool in this place.
Hey, dude, new iPhones are nice.
Yeah, they're also more than like a gaming laptop. It's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, they're absurdly priced.
Yeah, they're so absurdly priced.
There's some Bible study stuff on here about the life of Cleopatra, so maybe, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's about my internet's going. Who the fuck stole Adam's phone and did religious searches?
Cleopatra.
So you had some Cleopatra fact. I mean, that's really
So
what I wrote down. Just it was
the f-
when she lived.
Just the royal lines. So for Egypt, for pharaohs and for queens. No, what's a female called? That's the
I think it's
pharaoh's
still a
wife.
Pharaoh. Oh,
Is it a queen or
No.
she still would still be a pharaoh as well?
I think so.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
it's a ambiguous title. Is it ambiguous? Is that the right word? Androgynous? Whatever. One of those words. Ron, help me out there.
Gender
You've been
I'll
indifferent.
Google it.
Anyway, their lines, they didn't understand how genetics worked, so their family lines are very, very, very straight. All the children, Cleopatra is most likely a complete incest baby from like multiple generations before her, and her children were the same way. It's brothers and sisters having babies generation after generation after generation. It's just very bizarre.
So, Game of Thrones.
I say I believe
Yeah.
that. I mean, they considered themselves above, normal human beings. They
Yep.
were not godly, but definitely not boring common human.
Yeah, correct.
So here's another
Royalty.
fact to blow your mind.
Ooh,
Female pharaohs are simply called pharaohs. they're
okay,
called
cool.
the same. Okay,
I thought you should have thrown something like
I should have
sandwich
made,
makers.
Should have twisted it up and made something made it up, made up a word.
Take two. I'm just
Okay.
but yeah, Cleopatra. She just lived closer to our era than the pyramids,
Nice.
Cool.
which means the Egyptian Empire was super fucking old.
Yeah.
Several thousand years old.
Well, even older than that. If you remember a few sucks ago, or a few
sucks ago.
A few sucks ago. Oh, how I remember it well.
a few shows ago. I don't. Can you tell me about them?
Yeah. Happy to.
Oh God, I don't remember what we're referencing now.
Don't help him.
Oh fuck you guys. You're gonna let me
Talking
burn.
about the
What were we talking
age of the Egyptian Empire.
Oh yeah, that's right. For the what we did with Hysteria 51, the show that we did for them for the Atlanta show.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, thank you. That's like a good shit. That they dated Egyptian reference material up to like 12,000 years ago. So
Oh, that's cool.
They even go back further than we were just talking in here.
Yes, I didn't realize they were that old.
Aren't
yeah.
the pyramids like 12,000 BC? Like some of them?
The pyramids
Great
were
Pyramid?
built around 2560 BC.
I was way off. Maybe it was 12,000 BC in Stargate. I don't know.
That show holds up. I'm rewatching it.
Oh,
again.
dude, I don't
I
watch the
have it
show,
on
but
in the
the
background.
movie's awesome. I love
SG1
the
is
movie.
on Netflix. They
Yeah, that's
recently
where I'm
added it.
watching it.
No,
actually,
I've never seen the show, but
should. What,
I'm
really?
I'm a big movie. I loved the Stargate movie. I'll watch that movie.
It's
over
old
and over.
4x3.
So awesome.
I mean, it's from the late 90s, so it's old formatted shows, but they're fantastic shows.
Cool. You guys ready for number 8?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Number 8, I'm actually going to pose to you guys as a question. Have you ever seen the Canadian desert?
Is that like a bunch of ice and snow?
No,
I don't know. I've
No.
never been to Canada, so that's
I
an
didn't
easy
even
one.
know they had a desert.
I've never
I
seen
didn't
it on
either.
TV or
That's
anything.
really the mind-blowing fact. And that's just probably just a bunch of Florida boys coming out, really, that we've never heard of it. But in
for
the
sure. Everybody up north is like, these fucking guys.
the southwestern region of Saskatchewan, which is kind of central Canada, there is an extension of the Sonoran Desert, which runs the vertical length of the United States, and it actually extends all the way down through like Nevada, kind of on the west side over there, and into Mexico.
Really?
Yeah. So there are parts where it's not very wide, and parts of it where it is much more habitable. It's much less the arid, dry definition of desert, but yeah, it extends.
What's the desert? I guess what would be the definition of the desert there? Was it just devoid of certain types of life, certain types of vegetation or something?
So, I mean, I just looked at a bunch of pictures of it. It's near the town, and I should have written this down because I'm probably going to ruin this, but it's like Usuwasun City.
Perfect.
I know.
Nailed it.
It's awful. I know. I'm sorry for if you're the one person who lives in Usuwasun City. Who listens to us, but because there's all 10 of them, but
burn Canada.
Hey, real quick, just so you guys know the kind of intelligence level you're dealing with here on this show, I decided to look up what does define a desert, and I got the sweet course eaten at the end of a meal. Yeah, I think Adam knew where that was going right away.
I did, but I was. Oh, that's good.
Oh God,
oh, that's good.
Just so you guys know, kind of a level of
2 S's, right?
Yeah, it's one S. It's one S, 2 S's. Okay. I was just gonna look
one
up
S when you're talking about the dry, arid region.
2 S's for that extra
For
deliciousness.
food.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll probably never forget that now. Created a anagram?
Mnemonic device.
Mnemonic device, thank you.
Mm-hmm. I got another one. I'll share one while Ron finishes reading that. Do you want to know the easiest way to remember port versus starboard on a ship?
I would.
Yeah. I'll never forget this.
I think I know this just because I rowed in high school. I was a port.
Oh,
I
okay,
bet
cool.
you
But I don't.
So this is
Catholic school?
this is a freebie. We'll just put this under the honorable mentions category. But you can easily remember port because it has 4 letters, like left.
Oh, that's pretty damn cool.
And I will never fucking forget which side of the ship is port ever again.
Cool.
Port is left.
Anyways,
Port
4
is
letters.
left. 4
So
letters.
that's your freebie. But yeah,
What is that as you're facing forward or backwards?
Well, it's still the left side of the ship, even if you're facing backwards, because it's
Then it
called.
would be on my right side at that point, correct?
It would be
if I'm
on,
facing the
It
stern
would be
of the
on
boat?
your right side, but it would be the ship's left side.
Yeah, correct. Okay.
Cool.
As the ship moves forward, it's its left side. That's the port side.
I mean, even if it moves backwards, it's still its left side.
It's pretty cool. I actually heard something about that being the during the shipping lanes. That was the side that you always would keep land visible on to stay inside certain channels and stuff like that.
Huh.
Which heading south would be on one side, but heading north would be on a different side. So I guess that wouldn't work out so well. Yeah, we didn't win a lot of in the rowing group, though, so.
Yeah, you guys were really fast, but always ended up in the wrong place.
Yeah. Goddamn right.
So the definition of a desert quickly is land with usually sparse vegetation, such land having a very warm climate and receiving less than 25 centimeters, 10 inches, of sporadic rainfall annually. That's really the definition of what defines something to be a desert.
Cool.
Nice. Okay. So, number 7. Did you know, you don't have to answer this one. This is, there are computers for the Amish. Did you know that?
Do they like churn them? Do they,
Easy.
do they,
I knew you were gonna
do they
do
get
it.
in a bike and like ride to make them work?
How does that
Is
work?
this like a joke? Is
It's
that
not a
like an
joke.
abacus?
This is not a joke.
An abacus is a calculator? Is that kind of
Nope.
the level we're going
Nope. This is like a proper electronic,
Are they bovine powered?
but they
I'm such an ass.
but they have limitations. They have no
Like
they
the
have,
people using them? Sorry.
I mean, I'm not worried about you offending
sorry,
them. We're on a
okay.
podcast. It's not like they're ever going to hear it. But
They have to wear certain
just-
clothing on the computer.
Go ahead, Josh. I apologize.
we
I
could
keep
do this for a
interrupting.
couple
you're
hours.
good. No, you're
Yes.
good. It's but so it did. I read a little bit about the acceptable use of technology in the Amish community. So I was distracted by this one, but
Best audiobook ever.
So what the computer can do, it can let you do word processing, spreadsheets, basic accounting, and the usual sale pitch for an Amish computer is no sound, no internet, and no. There was something else.
Doom.
No video.
No
and no
Doom.
video.
What?
That was it.
No
Yeah.
video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the line is that the Amish are willing. Some Amish, even then, we're talking about like the left extremists
The
of
radicals,
the Amish community. Yeah. It's they are willing to accept it as a proper tool to do business in a modern way. So things like word processors that lets you write letters, that lets you communicate in. They still have to adapt to the world, right? They have their traditions and their culture, but
Yeah.
they still have to operate in the more modern society. So they have like computers. They have phones. An interview with an Amish guy who had a phone and a business card was he keeps it in a separate building on his property where he does business. He keeps it in a separate building. It does not ring, and it has a answering machine. So it's not in the house. It doesn't detract in any way. They're not drawn to it. It's just if someone has to call them for business reasons, they can take a voicemail, and then they can reach back out to that person in person, as is their culture.
You know that bringing that up is number 7 that Ron and I were going to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you knew.
Absolutely. There's no fucking way
It's an
I was going to talk about
impossibility.
Amish computers and not.
All right, good.
Expect
Not
some
to-
jokes.
Yeah, not to be insensitive to our Amish friends out
Oh,
there
I was
in the
totally,
world.
all of our Amish listeners.
trying to be insensitive. that was my full
You're
intention.
gonna cancel culture us, Ron. What are you doing?
really, they can cancel culture us because we made fun of Amish people.
I want
Never know.
an Amish mob to protest us anywhere. Literally, I don't care where
Yeah,
they
because
are.
that would
Most
get
downloads
anywhere.
ever.
Please,
That would be
please
so
be
awesome.
offended.
People like riding through like some Amish country. That guy was holding some sign, "Banish the Twisted 10." What the? Do you know what that meant? And the other person's like, "I have no idea what that means." People start Googling the Twisted 10 and find our show, find this episode.
Oh man, that's not.
Hey,
good.
we'll take it. Whatever, however people find our show, we'll take it.
all press is good press.
Yes, all press is good press.
Except the 3 hosts of Twisted 10 were arrested. That's not good press. That's not good.
Well,
It's good for numbers.
the only problem for that is it keeps us from continuing to record shows for a little while.
Right, that's the only problem that we would have from that.
Yeah, really. I mean, there you go.
Oh God. Tangent.
That's good.
Oh, by the way, Discord just quickly chiming in that Josh, for the other one, 3/4 of Washington is essentially high desert plains. Didn't know that.
Wow, I didn't know that either.
Thanks, Discord. Appreciate you.
I would have said that was number 3. Thanks a lot.
Well, it's on the track of the last.
Hashtag
the last
facts.
I'm sorry, guys. I had
Oh, please say you lost his whole list.
no.
We'll make up the next ones. the next
I'm
6.
gonna
All right. Well, thank you for listening this week, guys, and enjoy your
To the Twisted 4.
No, so so number 6 has some audio that's going to go with it at the end. I'm going to play it when I'm done. But I thought I lost a link to it because at the bottom I use Keep, Google Keep, whatever, and my preview wasn't there. I thought I lost a link to the piece for this. So number 6 is that Mountain Dew was originally a slang word for moonshine.
I could see
that
I
sounds
guess.
that makes sense. Mountain Dew. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, so it was originally a moonshiner's term.
Boy, I love me some Mountain Dew too. Oof. Not moonshine, the actual drink.
In the 1930s, 1932, brothers Barney and Allie Hartman, they began bottling a lemon lime soda as a whiskey chaser in Knoxville, Tennessee, calling it Mountain Dew, riding on the coattail of the term. So they created a whiskey chaser, and they named it after just a moonshine slang
name.
term.
No, that's awesome. That
to
was
promote it.
brilliant, actually.
Yeah, that's super smart,
brilliant
right?
branding for the 30s, especially.
Yeah, so I
So does that mean Mountain Dew came out before Pepsi Cola? So Pepsi Cola as a brand must have purchased Mountain Dew as a brand.
Yeah, makes sense.
that does, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I would imagine Pepsi would have been an older brand.
Well, I
than
mean,
Mountain
Dr.
Dew.
Pepper was its own.
Well, Dr. Pepper kind of still is its own. Dr. Pepper isn't associated with either PepsiCo or Coca-Cola.
Well, I think so. Is Mountain Dew is actually owned by Pepsi?
Yes,
but,
it is.
But Dr. Pepper is distributed by. I think it's distributed by like Pepsi in the South and Coke in the North or some crap like that.
Yeah, they're unique. Dr. Pepper's a unique one. All the other ones like Sierra Mist, all those, they're owned by either one of the two large conglomerates. It's a monopoly. Break up the soda system.
Man, that's a mind-blowing fact for me too. I didn't know Dr. Pepper was an independent soda. That's cool.
Yeah, because it used to actually be a laxative.
Unless it changed here in like the last couple of years.
It started as a laxative that you took it like, and the times were on the bottle. You take it at this time, this time, and this time. They had the numbers on the bottle for years, way after it was a laxative, or before Forrest Gump drank 17 Dr. Peppers. It was way before that. That's why they called it Dr. Pepper.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Hashtag facts. Okay,
See,
I won't say that
this is how it happens in the car. You're giving me a hard time, but one person says something interesting, and then here you go. It's just full of facts.
There you go. Just start spitting out random useless information.
Oh yeah, so much.
Yeah, it still relies on its own bottling group. Sure enough, yeah, Dr. Pepper doesn't have. I mean, they're distributed like Josh said to his point, but it's got its own bottling group. Huh, interesting.
I love Mountain Dew. I think it's actually the best of like the diets, and the zeros tastes closest to its original
Zero's
form.
good. The diet.
Oh, really? I like that.
I'm not a diet. It's got a weird aspartame kind of aftertaste in it. It just doesn't taste good to me.
Doesn't Zero also have aspartame?
I don't know what it has, but their formulas are different in the Zeros. So Coke Zero I love.
Yeah.
And Mountain Dew Zero I love. There's a few Zeros I don't, but those I do. But the diets I'm not
I like the Mountain Dew, the real sugar ones.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Those are the sugar cane Mountain Dew.
The Throwback they called those.
Throwback, that's what it was.
Yeah. Hell yeah, those are good.
When Throwback was out, I had a soda problem. I mean, not because of Throwback. I drank way too much soda, and then Throwback came out, and I drank that, and it was... Anyways, I got heavy there for a little bit.
Yeah, it'll put weight on you. That's
will.
for sure.
He got heavy. He got like 155.
Yeah, exactly. He got like heavy like Barney Fife gets heavy.
Did I almost hit 200 pounds in Iraq?
Yeah, fuck you, Ron. I mean, fuck you, Josh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
But
I was looking at you for your support because we're the fat guys over here.
I went and looked at him and I tried to imagine him at 200 pounds and I just can't even envision him.
But I'm like
Josh being
7 and 8 inches shorter than you guys. I mean, I'm just... So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I carry... Anyways, I got...
Only in bed. On our backs.
All right. So Mountain Dew was originally a moonshine term. When they made it into a commercial product, their slogan was, "It'll tickle your innards."
Okay.
That's how I picked up my wife.
That was your pickup line?
Hey, baby, can I tickle your innards? Sorry. My mind, right gutter. That's just where it's going to go.
All right. So it was, while reading about this, I came across a song that's called Mountain Dew by the Stanley Brothers, which I'd never heard of.
Is this back in that same time frame, like in the 30s?
This is an older song. I don't know when it came out, but they're a small folk jam band from somewhere in the Appalachian area.
So that's Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia,
so
Virginia a little bit.
I'm going to play this one for our break, and hopefully YouTube takes us right into this one without an ad. There's no way.
Yeah, that won't happen.
No. All right, so this is Mountain Dew by the Stanley Brothers. Enjoy.
Down the road here from me, there's an old holler tree where you lay down $1 or two. Go on around the bend, come back again. There's a jug full of that good old Mountain Dew. Oh, they call it that good old Mountain Dew, and them that refuse it are few. I'll hush up my mug if you fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Now, Mr. Roosevelt told him just how he felt when he heard that the dry log gone through. If your liquor's too red, it'll swell up your head. You better stick to that good old Mountain Dew. Oh, they call it that good old Mountain Dew, and them that refuse it are few. I'll hush hush up my mug if you'll fill up my jug with that good old Mountain The preacher rode by with his head hoisted high, said his wife had been down with a flu. He thought that I ought to sell him a quart of my good old Mountain Dew. Oh, they call it that good old Mountain Dew, and them that refuse it are few. I'll hush up my mug if you'll fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Well, my uncle Snort, he sawed off and short, he measures 4 feet 2. But he feels like a giant when you give him a pint of that good old Mountain Dew.
I can't help it.
Great. This is awesome. Josh, I do love some fucking bluegrass, and this is about as bluegrass as it gets.
I know, right? It's like I wouldn't feel right having sex to a chick with this song unless she had really hairy legs. She would need to have extremely hairy legs for me to get down with it listening to this song.
Struck me out of left field there, Ron. I didn't see that coming, boy. That was a good hit.
Neither did she. Some of it kind of got stuck in her hair, in her legs. There. Okay, that's horrible.
I really hope that this band was from like 2012 or something.
It's the Stanley Brothers. So I could ask one of you guys to look it up. But
Doing it now.
Yeah, I guess just, one more time for Don't Sue Us reasons. That was Mountain Dew by the Stanley Brothers. But yeah, so this is definitely old school.
So Stanley Brothers, 1946 to 1966. So that's roughly
please,
their time frame.
please tell me they were an Amish band. Please tell me.
No, they're about as
No, they're not very
and-
Amish. Yeah.
They look exactly like what you think the people who played that music look like.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh God, it'd been
Man.
so awesome if they looked like
I know that I had to have heard their
gangsters
music
or something.
I like listening to bluegrass. I'll put on a bluegrass playlist on Spotify every once in a while, but I didn't recognize them specifically. Interesting.
I like hearing bluegrass music live, like a bluegrass band. That's awesome. It's not something I listen to like on my phone or something.
You know what's less awesome?
Interesting.
The audience at a bluegrass festival.
Fair, I'm
so
sure.
you go get front row seats and face the back to the band and just watch the crowd. Is that the entertainment?
No, when Margaret and I went on our 5-year anniversary, we went up to Cincinnati. And along the river there, they have a super nice city park. But they had a bluegrass festival that was going on one side of the park, and then a stand-up comedy festival going on the other side of the park. I mean, it's huge. It's like
Did they
a
meet in the
mile
middle
and
and
a half
fight?
long. Not quite. The audiences were very different, though. Much younger and cleaner audience at the comedy show, and a much older, less clean audience. And I mean that like objectively, like they were like dirty. I don't understand why they were dirty, but Margaret and I talked about, anyways, whatever. So yeah, I got to see a little bit of live like Cincinnati bluegrass, and
That's cool.
it was an experience. The music was great. Music was great because there was also like a bridge overlooking that part of the festival. It was super cool. But yeah, so this is
Bluegrass festivals feature a lot of front butts. Thank you, Discord. Sorry, I had to add that. I apologize.
That was good. So, all right. So I'll just do my quick recap, and then we'll jump back in. So this is just 10 mind-blowing facts I found while researching other lists. So number 10, it is physically impossible for a horse to vomit. Number 9, Cleopatra lived closer to the moon landing than the pyramids. Number 8, have you seen the Canadian desert? Number 7, there are computers for the Amish. Number 6.
Almost made it.
Mountain Dew is moonshine, or was moonshine. Mountain Dew.
That's cool. I'm still hung up on the Amish computers thing.
All right, so number 5.
Return is churn. Number 5. Sorry.
Almonds are actually a fruit, and they are related to peaches.
What?
Yes, almonds are a fruit.
Oh, I guess almonds grow on trees? Is that the definitive?
No, so actually the pit of an almond gets hard as the almond fruit hits its peak season to be eaten. So the idea, as far as nature is concerned, the pit gets hard, the seed gets hard, and then the almond fruit is what gets eaten, and then of course almond just travels and passes and gets planted somewhere else.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's known as a stone fruit. They are in the botanical family Prunus, which is the same family as plums, peaches, cherries, nectarines, and apricots.
So that's weird. It's in Prunus, but you didn't include prunes in that list.
I did.
Oh,
Plums are prunes.
Oh, okay. They are?
Prunes are plums, I guess.
Is that like raisins or grapes kind of situation?
You're looking at me to answer the
I
question?
am.
I don't know the answer to this question.
I always look at you when I realize, okay, I've stumbled upon something I really should have known, and now I'm an idiot. So I look to Adam for knowledge
or
and
laughter.
jokes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Nobody. I'm in the same boat as you.
This is the Corin all over again.
If it helps any, I learned that they are the same thing while researching number 5.
That helps a little bit.
I found this one out while filling this.
We appreciate that. That's some generosity right there.
Yeah,
That's
you could have said you didn't know that.
Yeah,
morons.
I could have, but we all got a chance to laugh.
Yes,
already.
That's true.
And one other fact: the season for the green almond fruit is extremely short. It's only a few weeks long in the spring, and it needs to be eaten inside before the nuts inside start to harden and while still fresh.
I hate it when my nuts harden inside.
It's the worst. So it's I want you to know I tried to rewrite that sentence like 4 times before I gave up.
The nuts harden inside, and you just had to do it.
That's when the fruit starts to go bad, is when the nut starts to harden, and I just.
You could have said petrify, but petrify is not really. This is the same.
That's a geological definition for something, for a process, like photosynthesis. That's same type of thing.
Yeah, so the nuts harden. But I saw a bunch of pictures. There's parts of the world where they eat the almond fruit when it's in season as the fruit portion, not the nut portion that we're all used to. And they'll just like dip it in olive oil, throw some seasonings on it. I guess it's kind of an almondy flavor. It's kind of it was described as stiffer, which is a weird, but trying to think of eggplant, and so kind of like eggplant, where it was kind of like that stiffer, firmer sort of vegetable, but it's fruit. Anyways, and you can eat the seeds, but if you eat 2.5 ounces of the kernels inside the seed, it'll kill you. So before it's hardened, not in its hardened form.
Damn, scare shit out of me. I don't want to eat almonds anymore.
Yeah, if you eat almonds too early in the process and you eat too many of them, and the kernels inside the nut are very small. I mean, it's like
so you'd have to eat a lot.
You'd have to eat like.
Is that like saying you should never eat
50.
the seeds of apples because they have little bits of whatever folic acid or uric acid, whatever the fuck it is?
Is it arsenic?
Yeah,
apples?
That's it.
None
of what I just said, Ron. Arsenic.
What are apricots?
Those are just small apples.
Are they?
I have no idea.
Are they also arsenic?
Do we look like guys that eat a lot of fruit, Josh? What, you want to ask me about pizza? Okay.
Oatmeal cookies?
Yeah, there you
Twinkies?
go.
Let's talk about some Pringles up in here.
There you go.
I learned that, but you can't call everything a potato chip. I didn't know that.
What do you
all
mean?
the fucking chips, Doritos, all these different types of chips, they're not all called potato chips. It's like the can of soda versus like a can of pop or a Coke or, the different lexicons for the different parts of the United States, as an example. I didn't know. Yeah, so never mind.
Okay.
No, wait, I didn't. Keep going.
Soapbox.
Hang on. Keep talking. I don't know this one.
Well, no, we already went over it.
Well, you said they had different names.
No. Different dialects in different parts of the United States for referencing certain things. Like, would you call a generic, like I've got a few drinks up here, what are they called?
No, I'm
Soda?
tracking all that. You're talking about chips, though.
It's
Like,
called soda.
what do other
I'm sorry.
places call chips?
I didn't realize I cliffhanged you. Corn chips are different than potato chips.
Right.
And they should not be called one that are not the other. And then there's also other types of chips and wafers and stuff like that. But the majority of the chips that you eat, most likely, if it's like Doritos and stuff, are corn chips or not potato chips.
Whoa. Cool. I guess I've just never paid attention.
Yeah. Neither had I, really. And Andrew's like, they're not potato chips. I'm like, thanks, honey. Thanks for correcting me again. I appreciate that.
All right.
See what it's doing? It's bringing the show to a halt.
So number 4.
Number 4.
So we all know, you guys know, that you can only fold a piece of paper 8 times before it becomes impossible to fold,
I
right?
thought it was 11.
So,
I didn't know that, but now I have to have a piece of paper to fold.
so anyways, so
I'm giving Ron a piece of paper.
yeah,
No, it's
do
okay.
it. It's
No, you made me go through the chips thing and the soda thing. You're folding a piece of paper.
I didn't. He did.
That's
No,
true.
I
that
know,
was
but
me.
you suffer with me just like we both didn't know prunes were whatever.
All right, so that's actually a very common myth, and it's one that I was aware of. Like I, to me, that was a fact. You couldn't fold a paper more than 8 times. Mythbusters did a thing on it; they couldn't get it, but
Folded in half that many times.
folded in half that many times.
Directly in half.
Yeah, and that is not true. So I knew that.
Ron's
yeah.
gonna get to like 32. This was 32, guys.
fold it the other way?
If you get to
Any way you
30,
want.
if you get to 32, you set a world record. Ron, don't stop.
It's any way you want. You fold it any way you want, but it has to be in half. Each time you have to have it.
Does it have to be the same way in half? Like I just did this long
You
ways.
can-
Now can I do
it's
it
up to you.
short
Fold
ways?
it doesn't
Okay.
Fold it however you want.
Gotcha.
But it has to be half.
Just want to make sure I'm following the
Yep,
rules.
No, definitely. So for number 4, I actually had a lot of help from an article that Gizmodo wrote. And the article was labeled, if you fold a paper in half 103 times, it will be as thick, and the URL doesn't have the whole thing. That's most of it. But this is all Gizmodo for this
it's
math.
the
Well,
stacking of the-
I can't get it past 6. So
Oh, really?
Yes.
Um,
Till it becomes like really hard to do.
So there is the average piece of paper is about 0.1 millimeter thick. If you fold it 23 times over on itself, and this is just in half, 23 folds, that piece of paper will be 1 kilometer thick.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, it gets
That's
better.
pretty
Wait a
awesome.
minute.
It
1
gets better.
kilometer
How about
thick?
this one?
23 times?
Yes, if you fold a piece of paper, and it's of course based on
because you're
thickness,
exponentially getting more each and every
because
fold.
it doubles each time. So fold in half, effectively doubling the
God, I can't get
thickness of
7
the
either.
paper. Yeah.
I'm trying to get 7, man.
If you fold it 30 times, it would be thick enough to reach outer space, 100,000 kilometers.
Got 7.
Really? How's that even possible? That's nuts.
It's because it's not really. Look how fucking.
No,
up.
I don't mean that you got it 7
Oh.
times. I mean that
It was all fucked up.
Josh is much more interesting information. That's crazy.
Fucker. Here, I have your paper back.
Thanks.
So if you fold it 30 times, it'll be thick enough to reach outer space, or 100,000 kilometers. If you folded it 42 times, it would reach the average distance between the Earth and the Moon.
Kinko's is going, yes, excellent.
That's awesome. How do they just did that with math?
It's
apparently.
it's math, yeah.
Yeah,
You just-
did somebody actually fold it? Like some
No,
really
I-
strong guy?
I got
Dude, I'm trying to, but I can't reach my arms around it anymore.
No, they really did the experiment and made it to space.
So like, okay, you go up to space now, or you go on the other side and help me fold this paper. This is the same experiment of trying to fold the sheets with my wife. It's difficult too.
Josh would have noticed. You have to really love your significant other to be able to set up a tent when you go camping, because that is supposedly one of the biggest, the old school, excuse me, the stakes in the ground and the things and the ropes and stuff. Yeah, that is a experience to go through with
Do
your
you
significant
actually,
other.
because you go camping, Josh, are your tents still just stakes in the ground and all that shit, or are there fancier, more high tech tents now that you just like they pop out up pretty
Insta-tents?
much? Insta-tents.
So I have instant tents is what they're called. They're instant. It's an instant cabin is actually what it's called.
I saw a picture of the one he just took. That's cool.
My tent is 10 feet by 18 feet.
That's
It's
big.
fucking massive. It's got rooms on each side that I can stand in, and if I stick my finger all the way up, all 5'9" of myself, reaching as high as I can touch the top point in each of the side rooms. I cannot reach the ceiling in the center of the tent. It is absurdly large. It's awesome, and it went up in about a minute and a half.
Oh, that's awesome.
Instant tents are great. All the
How
poles are
much
attached.
was that though? That'd be fairly pricey.
It wasn't too bad. It was $250,
Oh, that's not bad.
but I want to go back to talking about folding paper.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I did get way tangent there. My bad.
You're good. But I'll tell you all about my camping stuff in the after show.
Okay,
I'll do that.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, because I even have the big print any list. I missed all my stuff.
I'll do it at the end.
I'll do it. I'll do it after 4. I'll do it after 4.
There you go.
Everybody's here. So 42 folds, that'll get you to the moon. 81 folds, your paper will be 127,786 light years, or about as thick as the Andromeda galaxy. If you were to fold 90 times, your paper would be approximately 130.8 million light years across, or slightly larger than the Virgo supercluster. If you folded it 103 times, the thickness of your paper will exceed the observable universe, which is presently estimated at about 93 billion light years in diameter.
That's amazing.
Fold a piece of paper 103 times, it would expand past the universe, the observable
Big Bang
universe.
Theory only happened about 14 billion years ago, about 93 billion years of visible time? Just kidding, I know expansion of space. It's just
This
joking.
definitely feels like the made-up one that we're supposed to say this is made up.
So
I'm just kidding.
Oh, those random facts. Oh, well, I guess we didn't address that. Did you have a twist in the
That's
list?
true. There's not a twist in this one.
Oh,
It is just all just super bomb facts. I have one more. On January 27th, 2002, a high school student, and this is reading directly from that Gizmodo article. A high school student, Brittany Gallivan of Pomona, California, folded a single piece of paper in half 12 times and was the first person to fold a single piece of paper in half 9, 10, 11, and 12 times. Tissue paper used was 4,000 feet long.
Oh, longer than a mile. Well, almost a mile.
And to do it, she had to identify the mathematical criteria to estimate. Okay.
How did she get a piece of paper 4,000 feet long?
I mean,
A lot of tape, scotch tape.
let's see. This was. No, she had. I don't have them. She had sponsors actually that printed her a roll of paper that somehow set her up.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 0.75 miles long was the roll, but it. I wish I could convey these equations that she came up with, but she wrote her own geometric folding progression that she derived mathematically to determine how big her piece of paper needed to be.
Ah.
Right. Okay. So the equations are pretty wild. I couldn't convey them in words, even to you guys without a microphone. I don't understand this math.
XB niner to the 5. Did I get a niner in there?
per second.
But basically, the equations establish the relationship between the length of paper required, the thickness of the paper, and the minimum possible width of square material, and the number of folds.
Huh.
So she could plug in how big the paper is to these different variables, and it will tell you, or tell her how many times she can fold it. So it's theoretically...
All right, so I guess I can see where you're going with that. So the thinner the paper, like our traditional paper, like we just tried to get 7, barely got 7 out of, is thicker. And she's probably using something that's tensile strength stronger, but much thinner than this paper. Kind of reminds me of what Scott's toilet paper is like. When you buy that, the cheap ass stuff.
I thought you meant our friend Scott. I'm like, why? Why does he buy different toilet paper?
No, the brand.
Yeah.
The brand Scott toilet paper. In a public bathroom or something.
Yeah, you might as well just use your hand.
Yeah, it is so thick. You got to get a baseball fist size full of this shit
And of
just
course-
to be able to have a normal
And of course,
life.
with the new things, they don't let you do that because if you pull, it rips off per ply.
Yeah. What are we gonna do with this?
Oh, so annoying.
A juggle maybe? Or the tissues lighter than air is what they are. You throw them up,
Yes.
they never come down. Fuck
Exactly.
those things. So yeah, I could fold a Scott toilet paper roll in half, probably 9 times. I'd be willing to bet.
So she did use a standard-sized thickness material.
In your face.
So she got she got the 9, 10, 11, and 12th, right?
Yes.
She
set
tried
4
for the
records.
13th. She tried for the 13th fold, and a black hole just immediately opened up.
Exactly.
If you would like to know more about Brittany Gallivan's experience, she wrote a book called How to Fold Paper in Half 12 Times.
Is it in the origami section of the bookstore?
I'll wait for
So-
the audiobook. I'm sure it'll be riveting.
Oh yeah.
So we laughed
Kind
though,
of,
but I
stretched
guess
it. You got it.
but I guess what she came up with was mathematically very significant beyond just what she did.
No,
don't-
I'm sure. that
No,
it was-
it's hilarious that her rise to fame will be she folded paper in half 12 times, but there's a lot of mathematical significance to what she discovered, which I think is cool. I don't know. I'm not going to read her book. It doesn't sound
interesting.
up my...
This girl's poor parents, they paid probably good money to send her to MIT to change the world. She's one of those really gifted savants that can do mathematic equations in their head. She could have a brain smart enough to recalibrate algorithms on all of satellites or come up with the coding language needed for AI, but no. She uses her brilliance in claiming the world record for folding a piece of paper that was a mile long. That's where she
Not
went.
just claiming it, blowing it out of the water
I guess if you're going to do something, do it big.
by like 33%.
Yeah, it was... But yeah, so you can fold a piece of paper more times. There are, of course, physical limitations, but it's only a limitation of how much paper you have, how much space you have, and how much energy you can apply. By the time the paper that was folded 12 times was like a wad. There's a picture of her in the article. It was just like this wad of paper. It was ridiculous. But I even have my big print idiot list so I don't forget things. And I did forget today. Just thank you to the Twisted Council for supporting the show. Appreciate what you guys do.
Hear ye, council. Thank you. It's the best English British sound I've got.
That's good. It wasn't Australian.
It wasn't French.
Good eye.
You got a new one. And to Discord for hanging out with us in our off times, hanging out with us during the show, during the live stream. We appreciate it. And if you are enjoying the show, we've got merch as well. Links to all of these things, links to the Twisted Council and their exclusive show, all of that, twisted10.com. Links to the council stuff, link to Discord, link to the shop for our stuff. So... thanks. Hey, buy a t-shirt. Whatever. Isn't that what bands say?
Yeah.
Buy a t-shirt on the way out. Or whatever. Buy a CD.
Buy,
I want to get
buy
that
our
fucking
Twisted,
bag. That
buy our
bag
Twisted
looks
10
nice.
mixtape.
I want that bag. The
The
Twisted
duffel
10
bag?
bag. Yeah. So I got the
Yeah.
shirt. I'm going to order the hat as well, but I want the duffel bag.
Nice. Yeah, and we've got I added the crew necks as well.
Nice.
You guys were the only ones to ask for them too. Tall Trey asked for one as well.
He wanted a crew neck as
He
well.
wanted a crew neck as well.
Trey's not fat, but fat guys and crew necks.
He's just super tall.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, I'll stop stroking myself now. Number 3.
Number 3.
The state of Minnesota has more shoreline than California, Florida, and Hawaii combined.
Really?
Yes. So Minnesota's state slogan or state whatever is the land of 10,000 lakes. Makes more sense now.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Where in reality, they actually have 11,842 lakes. So this is a National Geographic estimate, but they estimate that it actually exceeds them by a significant margin, quotes, whatever that means. But yeah, all of our shoreline here in Florida, all of California, and, the island state of Hawaii still don't have as much estimated coastline as Minnesota.
That's
the
interesting.
land of 11,842 lakes.
But we do claim, Florida does claim the most, no, I apologize. Brevard County, Florida is able to claim the most residential waterfront properties in all of the
cool.
United States.
In the U.S.? That's
Yeah.
awesome. I know that.
That's interesting. I believe it. And they're still building more like every damn day.
Yep.
Man, we have another one here in Brevard County. Melbourne has more bars per capita than anywhere else in the country.
No shit.
Really?
Or maybe Florida. Might just be Florida on that one. Possibly the country. But yes, more
I
bars per
believe that.
capita.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking bars in Melbourne.
Yeah, there are quite a few.
And they're just... It's like...
The Melbourne crowd is weird. Melbourne
Yes.
crowd goes, and when I say this like I go. I haven't been to a fucking club in forever. Bars maybe once before COVID. This is all pre-COVID. But Melbourne crowds or Southern Brevard crowds go from place to place and make it popular for like a season. I want to call
yes.
it. It lasts like 2 or 3 months,
And
they'll
then
go to
you're
the
out
next
of
one.
there.
Yeah, and then it dies down. Especially like new places, they're fucking popular as hell for like
Yep.
3 months, and then All right, everybody just sends out the fucking Facebook post or some sort of tweet, and well, now the club is going to be some other place.
Exactly. Kudos to the places that have actually survived and made it, even in downtown Melbourne, for example, like
Meg O'Malley's has always been
Meg
popular.
O'Malley's.
Yeah. But they have a restaurant business in the main.
Off Tracks, that's another one that seems to have
been
Off the Tracks has survived a long time. It's always busy.
Yeah, but you know what Off the Tracks
I don't know
has?
since the pandemic what's gone, because I haven't been out, but
Yeah, I haven't been downtown Melbourne.
I haven't been downtown since a couple of years, yeah.
But Off the Tracks, it's our bar street. Or I'm sorry, downtown Melbourne, it's our bar street. Off the Tracks has a walk-up pizza window.
Yes.
People fucking love street food. Why don't we have more street food in this country?
We have those competitions for the vans,
The trucks.
Food trucks.
Food trucks.
Yeah.
That's becoming bigger and bigger. People are making, their business to do food trucks instead of regular restaurants.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier space to keep clean, I imagine.
It's less expensive for startups,
That's
especially
true.
if you're trying to,
$100,000 and you can do it on
you
your
think you have
own.
some awesome food, some awesome recipes, whatever, and you're trying to get your stuff out there. Food truck's the way to go over trying to spend hundreds of thousands to
I think
open
I'm going to start a
restaurant.
food truck. I'm going to call it McDowell's.
McDowell's, that's a good idea. The Big Mick.
The Big Mick, not the Big Mac.
Exactly. Good job there. Coming to America.
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, tomatoes, onions on a sesame seed bun. But ours doesn't have sesame seeds.
Yeah, that's a very old reference. Old man reference.
Oh, shit, yeah. All right, good call. Good call.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Have you guys seen the new one?
Yeah, I
No,
loved it. I
Was
loved
it good?
it.
I haven't. Yeah, it didn't look good to me. You liked it?
It was nothing as impactful as the first one. Let's just face it.
It looked
But
dumb to me. I didn't.
it
Eddie
had
Murphy running on
it had a
money?
storyline for a newer generation, Ron. I mean, the storyline is really set for the people who would enjoy that kind of comedy now, not for the old 40s and above crowd like us. Yeah, that were around for the original one. It is definitely built for a different crowd, but it's good. The story is still pretty decent. It's super predictable, but that's okay. But it's decent. Some good comedy. Sexual chocolate was still in the mood, man.
That's good.
I love it.
Gotta
No
have
spoilers there. That's
Gotta have
trick.
sexy chocolate.
Yeah, that boy good. He good.
All right, so if you guys remember when we started the show, I said, you won't believe Ron's reaction
To number 2.
to number 2.
Is it this one?
The original Star Trek theme song
Ooh.
has lyrics, official written lyrics.
Oh wow, I did not actually.
What's the
know
theme
that.
song? The do do do.
Yeah, the-
Oh, that one. All right, I was thinking a different one.
It was.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm going to play it.
Oh, okay.
So there is.
Dude, can I get a boner? Is that okay?
So I was,
Star Trek, a Trekkie boner.
you will probably have one. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the song first because there's a little bit of a story. The reason this lived in mythos for a long time is because it was never used for the show or any production whatsoever. It was never used at all. So Arthur Courage was the composer.
What a name.
Yeah. What's
your name? My name is Mr. Courage.
Courage.
Is that Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
So the show, let's see, was originally, it was Roddenberry. I don't have his first
Gene
name.
Gene Roddenberry.
Gene Roddenberry, thank you.
Ooh, I beat you.
So Gene Roddenberry had a verbal option that was negotiated into the composing contract with Courage. And it was later written into a printed contract that Courage went down saying that he was tricked into signing. Now, here was what the option was. The option was that Roddenberry, at any point after the first year, could exercise his option and write lyrics for the intro song to Star Trek, and that would entitle him to half the royalties that Courage was entitled to as the composer as part of his contract. So there's some drama there. There's some disagreement in what actually happened, but there is a written contract that he did sign, tricked or otherwise. So Roddenberry had to exercise his option to keep Star Trek producing because it had no fucking money because it was not well received in the early days, right?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. And I actually have some Star Trek facts if you feel like them after you go.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. But so he
You needed a nerd sound effect now.
his quote was, "Hey, I have to get some money somewhere. I'm sure not going to get it out of the profits of Star Trek."
Burn. Oh, we got that one. There we go. Damn.
Yeah. So this is again, I'm going to go to YouTube for this one. Sorry if there's ads, but this is a cover that was done
Hi there, I'm Skybolt. I might not be one
by
of the
Skybolt. This is him.
Oh, this is him. Okay, I
This
thought
is
it
him.
was an ad. I kind of piped it down.
Even if he sells insurance now. I recently found out that the original Star Trek theme had random lyrics written for it.
I didn't know Josh brought a guest host for the show this week.
For all time. Way to go,
Are you jumping around?
lyrics.
Yes.
There we go. This guy's gonna have his own podcast.
Space. The final frontier.
Don't you talk over Kirk. Oh, that's such a great sound. I remember that from when I was a kid.
These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise.
Its 5-year mission to explore strange
new worlds.
Enterprise better? Or which one? Original better?
new civilizations.
Next Generation better?
I love them both. No one has gone before.
What about all those other flavors and iterations? Oh wait, there it is.
Hey. Shit does not sound real,
What is
bro.
this? Is this me and Ronnie karaoke? Are we gonna get sued for playing this?
I doubt it.
Probably not.
They ain't gonna get much out of us.
Probably had a better chance of getting
So-
sued for not playing it.
I'll just go ahead. I'll go ahead and stop it there. So, what the lyrics are, what you're hearing, and I'm gonna read them. I'm not even gonna try. So, what you just heard was this guy Skybolt. That's his YouTube channel. He found the lyrics and the score.
Oh no!
And no, that was him. He
and that was
Oh,
him
I feel
singing
horrible.
it. Yeah.
right.
I was like, well, I know why Gene Roddenberry didn't pick that to be the original because it sucked. I feel so
So-
bad for this. I apologize if you ever listen to this podcast. I was not making fun of your voice. I was just making fun of what was supposedly the original.
No,
were.
the lyrics.
Oh, I
I was just
apologize.
making
No,
fun
you're
of the
good.
lyrics.
I wasn't. I was straight. kind of feel like a dick now.
Good. My work here is done. List over. No, some of the words from the I guess I'll just read the lyrics. It's not super long. It says, "Beyond the rim of the starlight, my love is wandering in starflight. I know he'll find in star cluster reaches love, strange love, a star woman teaches. I know his journey ends never. His Star Trek will go on forever. But tell him while he wanders his starry sea, remember, remember me."
It's a beautiful piece of
It's a
poetry.
little bit of poetry, yeah.
Yeah, but sang to that song, it sounds weird.
Yeah, it does, right? It shouldn't. But so it was never aired. It was never used. But they are officially written, like on sheet music, filed somewhere. Star Trek lyrics. They were only written so
cool.
that dude could hustle some money from the composer, but they exist.
That's pretty awesome.
Interesting.
So
I feel so bad for making fun
So
of guys
Star
singing.
Trek has a few firsts in its. So Star Trek was actually a Desilu production. Most people don't realize that. Like Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball, they had a production company.
Oh,
That was actually they were actually the
I
producers
know one
of
of
that
those
show.
names.
I Love Lucy.
Lucy,
Yeah.
I'm home.
Okay, that's the name I recognize.
Yeah, I Love Lucy. So Lucille Ball was Lucy, and Desi Arnaz was her husband.
In the show?
Yeah, in the
Oh,
show.
cool.
And,
I mean,
well, in
also
real,
in real life,
and
of
real
course,
life,
but-
yes, both.
Cool, I didn't know
So that's one. It's the first show to have two pilots. They did one pilot. They didn't have Captain Kirk. They had Captain Pike, who they've still integrated throughout Star Trek.
Pike
Amazingly,
is, I say still, was even on some of the later Next Generation
he was.
stuff.
They Captain Pike. They put it even into the movies, like the new movies
Oh,
with Pine and everything. But so it had two pilots, and first pilot they got was rejected, so they gave him a second shot. So it was the first show to ever have two pilots. It's the first show to have a curse word in it on television. It's the first show to have an interracial kiss.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that.
Real interracial.
A real interracial kiss.
Uhura, right?
Uhura
Yeah.
and Kirk. So there's some interesting Star Trek facts. And then I'm going to sing the Star Trek song. Star Trekking across the universe on the Starship Enterprise under Captain Kirk. Sorry, that was actually a song on the radio in like the 80s. Yeah, exactly. No, you need, like you said, you need a nerd button for that. That wasn't because I'm old. That's because I'm a dork.
Maybe I can get the actual nerds, the movie nerds. Yeah, hearing Ogre Booger. What's his name? What's the bigger guy's name when he yells nerds from the balcony?
I think I booger
Nerds!
Yeah, so there's a few little random Star Trek facts.
Oh, wait a minute. Josh, have you ever seen the movie Nerds before?
Revenge of the
Revenge
Nerds?
of the Nerds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Making
so
sure.
there you go.
It was a homework assignment for Living Vicariously.
Was it really?
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Me too,
Too
until
much
right
Jack
now.
Daniels. Yeah.
Okay, so Star Trek had lyrics. That's cool. So number 1.
Number 1.
Now, number 1 is a list of things. It's only a few things that Betty White is older than.
Awesome.
That's it. So
There's so many memes on Betty White, man. I love the memes.
look, I knew Betty White was older. I did not know she was 1922 older.
Yeah.
She's real fucking old.
Yeah, she's almost 100 years old
um,
at the time of this recording.
she is older than
Jesus.
the microwave.
She's older than the
She's
microwave?
older than the microwave. Yep, the microwave was
Oh, yeah.
was
40s?
World War
45?
II research,
Yeah.
World War II era. She is older than the ballpoint pen.
Damn.
Yeah, not too bad. She's older than traffic signals, not cars. She's older than traffic signals. She's older than the automatic watch, battery-operated watch. And this is this is why I made the list. She's older than sunglasses.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, like modern sunglasses
That's awesome.
just
That serve the purpose of shading your eyes.
just didn't fucking exist.
Everybody was just
in the
walking
20s.
around squinting until Betty White was born.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how to draw a parallel joke there, but I'm sure there's one there somewhere. That's amazing because I always picture like I say always. I mean, that's one of those Mandela effects. Remember from a few episodes ago, Mandela effect of Mandela effects. Yeah, I always pictured old photographs with, men from like the 20s in sunglasses. Even sooner than that with
I don't know.
sunglasses on.
but yeah. So that was number 1.
Good old Betty White, man. Would
Still
you
kicking.
Ron, would you?
Just to say I did, I guess.
I think so too.
Yeah, I just hate to be the cause of,
What, her to
death.
have a poor evening?
I mean, if I saw her, hey, yeah. I mean,
God damn it.
if
Josh, you can't do that to me. That came out of nowhere. I gotta at least see him coming.
I guess
No,
if I saw
bam.
her at the village,
Blindside.
if I saw her at the villages, I'd hit that.
Oh,
yeah.
Betty White
Yeah.
is a frequent flyer at the Villages. I think she's their
Yeah.
VIP.
Oh man. But yeah, so it's just over time I've collected these 10 things that were just interesting facts and I just put them together in a list.
I like
This
it.
is just 10 mind-blowing facts that I came across.
That was a fucking good list.
Excellent. Good list.
Oh,
A lot of
Betty
fun.
White.
And I got to throw some knowledge on Star Trek on Ron.
Yes, I am disappointed in myself that I did not know. Actually, it makes me think of the Andy Griffith Show. The whistle that actually has lyrics as well. So let's
Really?
go to the fishing hole and bring along our fishing pole. Yeah, it's got like
Really?
lyrics to it. Yep.
My dad
Stunning.
would love that. My dad still watches Andy Griffith. He loves it.
Oh, dude, that show's still hilarious. It holds up, even though it's old as dirt. It really holds up. It's a great show.
It's hard to get past any of the acceptable or tolerated sexual references or racist references, like, you know what I mean?
didn't really-
Misogyny or any
I
kind of race.
didn't really
I guess
see a
Andy
lot
Griffith
of
didn't
them.
really have that much because they were all
Yeah.
white in that show, but
Yeah,
it
it
was.
didn't really have much in that show.
You'll see it in all sorts of old shows if you watch them. The cringe factor for today's standards is even cartoons are this.
You have to consider too that the both Barney Fife and Andy Griffith were extremely liberal. So
Yeah, that's a good
even
point.
for the times, they were well aware of they were just well aware of how they felt things should be versus what they really are, and probably were mindful of that. Hollywood in general has always been more liberal, kind of ahead of the times. Hollywood.
Well, cool.
Yeah, but the
Good
West
fucking
Coast
list.
Hollywood, because fuck the East Coast Hollywood.
What's the East Coast Hollywood?
High
New
Lie.
York.
No, there's a whole...
Hollywood, Florida.
Oh, Hollywood, Florida. Yeah.
Highlight. That's about all they have.
I don't think we're doing much exciting here in Hollywood, Florida.
Dude, Highlight's a fun sport, though.
Do you guys know there's like a whole bunch of drama in the early days of Hollywood, and like it's out in California because I forget who owned it. It's a prominent name. I'm sure somebody's gonna say it, and I'm just, of course. But somebody was like
Mr. Courage.
I mean, it's like Henry Ford level name. Like it's like a very common household name. I just don't remember. But they was like dominating the movie industry, and there were directors and producers who didn't want to be under his thumb, so they got a bunch of money and they went out to California and said, "Kind of fuck you, dude," and started making movies out in California the way they wanted to.
That's pretty cool.
It's like some old Hollywood drama.
Interesting.
I don't even know why I know that. I don't know.
That's a random fact that Ron and I would normally know.
Yeah, that didn't make the list.
No, dude, that was a cool list. I like that.
Yeah, it's fun.
I've only heard, I think, one of those before, and that's really about it.
Yeah.
The paper folding one is the one that blows me away.
Yeah, even though we got the paper folding one wrong.
100?
I thought it was 12. You thought it was... Well, you didn't
I didn't think it was. I had never conceived of, I wonder how many times I can fold this piece of paper. I wonder if there's a world record for that.
You need to go outside less.
Less?
Well, yeah, that's how you end up with notions of how many times can I fold a piece of paper.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't hardly go outside to walk to the car, walk into the office, walk into here to the studio.
Why do you walk outside to your car, then back inside to your office? Oh,
well,
your
I
office
drive.
is across town, that's right.
I
was
drive.
making a joke for teleworkers out there. You know?
Oh, gotcha.
You guys would like that, wouldn't you?
Just to feel like I went somewhere.
Ha ha.
Yeah.
All right. Damn it. Thanks again to the council members. We appreciate you guys very, very much. If you want to figure out how to be a council member, Josh, where do they go?
Yeah, just hit up twist10.com, get you information on the council, information on the after show, which we are about to go record. Links to join Discord, come hang out, come tell us what we got right, what we got wrong, how you liked it. Just come hang out with us. And we usually give a throw out to Truphonic, but we didn't actually play their music this break, but are the same.
Do you want to play them out? Do you want to play the Truth? Oh, well, I only have the one Truphonic in there. We'll have to reconfigure it.
We'll use our stuff that they also wrote for us.
Yeah, that's true. That's still Truphonic.
That's our outro music. So, thanks to those guys.
For sure. The folks sitting in Discord, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate it. Special shout out to last week's host, Hempman. Thank you very much for hosting. It was a lot of fun. All right, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
On behalf of the Twisted 10, I'm Adam.
I'm Ron.
And to our host tonight,
I'm Josh.
We'll see you guys next week.